I'm not lying.
Open it now.
I can't open it now. You can do whatever you want to me, kid.
Criminals often think they're in control, but one bad choice can change everything. Stick around, because some decisions are harder to escape than they look. Another brazen crime in Southern California was caught on camera, this time at a Boost Mobile store in Culver City. An armed robber allegedly stormed inside, turning an ordinary day at the phone store into a terrifying few moments. The suspect, carrying a knife, walked into a Boost Mobile store and threatened them to get money. It looks like he came to make some quick money, but left with a serious criminal charge. At a Boost Mobile store in Dallas, the suspect allegedly requested 2 iPhones, then turned the demonstration into a very quick robbery. No checkout, no receipt, just 2 phones and a sprint for the door. The suspects allegedly smashed their way through Prince Jewelry with a sledgehammer, threatened employees with pepper spray, then ran through West Shore Mall carrying stolen jewelry. They eventually reached a silver Chevy Malibu near Dick's Sporting Goods and drove away. A 29-year-old man allegedly stole expensive items from stores, including liquor, redfish, and sausage, then resold them to people on the street. Apparently, he invented his own discount grocery business. The Snezhinka jewelry store in Surgut allegedly lost a gold chain to a thief. They found the jewelry they wanted, just apparently forgot the part where you pay for it. In Yekaterinburg, a suspect allegedly hid in a store after closing and then attacked an employee. He may have thought hiding overnight was a smart plan, but he ended up being restrained and arrested by police.
I can't open it. Case the safe. Here's one open. I'm not lying. I can't open it now. You can do whatever you want to me, kid. I don't care what you gotta do. I'm trying.
Despite allegedly having a weapon pointed at her and a warning shot fired inside the store, the clerk stayed calm and insisted she couldn't open the safe. The robber eventually left with an undisclosed amount of cash, hardly the effortless payday he probably expected. Three masked suspects allegedly smashed a jewelry display with a hammer and grabbed a tray of gold wedding rings worth about $4,000. When the owner grabbed a baseball bat, the robbery suddenly turned into a very fast exit. Two men allegedly broke into a South Fort Myers arcade, But the getaway got a little awkward when one suspect came crashing through the ceiling. Apparently, the burglary had a surprise level nobody asked for. An armed robber allegedly walked into a gas station in Harristown and threatened an employee to get money. A normal night shift suddenly turned into an extremely dangerous situation. Around 11:45 p.m., an armed suspect allegedly targeted a tobacco shop on McCorkle Road. The store was open late, but apparently not for this kind of business. He broke into the supermarket, stole alcohol, and ran away. Then the unexpected happened. A slip, a hard fall, and suddenly the getaway plan wasn't going as smoothly as before. A resident of Polyarny allegedly continued stealing food from a store and now could face up to 4 years in prison. The price to pay is far too high. They allegedly crept into the store after dark, moving around like pets that had somehow escaped their owners. Cute entrance, terrible idea, and definitely not a legal shopping trip. In just one night, the suspect damaged 2 ATMs at a business, seemingly wanting to turn the money-filled machines into personal piggy banks. 2 ATMs, one night, and one extremely bad career choice. The suspect broke into a funeral home on S. Irvay Street, just before 7 a.m. Even a quiet morning at a funeral home isn't safe from people trying to break in illegally. The suspect allegedly rode a black mountain bike to sell fix, used a brick to smash the glass door, and stole money and electronic devices. Looks like this was his version of a quick shopping trip, except he used a brick instead of a credit card. An armed robber allegedly stormed into a supermarket in Carovigno and threatened the cashier with a knife, but the cashier fought back instead of standing still, making the robbery dangerous for her. He threatened a mobile employee with a weapon, took the money, and escaped on foot toward Linebaugh Ave. Looks like after all that preparation, his getaway vehicle was simply his own 2 feet. This suspect saw some furniture sitting in the back of Sociale Tapas and decided it needed a new home. The only problem? Nobody seems to have asked him to move it. After allegedly following the victim from the bank, the suspect broke into the truck through the passenger side window and took the cash from the center console. Apparently, he skipped the bank and went straight for the mobile ATM. A nighttime burglary in Ufa allegedly involved theft and property damage. Apparently, the suspects wanted more than just free merchandise. They left the store with a repair bill, too. A bike shop allegedly became the target of a late-night smash and grab. The thieves reportedly broke through the entrance, grabbed the merchandise, and disappeared. He hid behind some boxes before closing time, then spent the whole night crawling around the store stealing and hiding cigarettes. A plan smart enough for a movie, until the police turned it into a very short sequel. The suspect stole a package from the porch of a home on N. Fremont Ave. Apparently, someone else's packages looked more appealing than anything he could buy at a store. One suspect allegedly entered the mobile with a black and silver weapon and demanded money, while a second suspect joined during the robbery. One has since been arrested, and the other is still wanted. Not exactly the partnership either of them was hoping for. A wallet allegedly sitting unattended in Julian B. Lane Park caught this suspect's attention. He rode past, came back, grabbed it, and disappeared. He kept coming back to 915 apartments to steal bicycles. At this point, it was no longer a one-time opportunity. It looked more like a very suspicious bike rental program with no return date. The suspect went into the yard of a home in Tampa, opened packages on the porch, and took the items inside without permission. Looks like having packages delivered right to the door was just too convenient for him to resist. A Subway store was allegedly broken into before dawn after the suspect smashed the window and grabbed the cash register. Forget sandwiches. The suspect apparently decided the real meal deal was whatever money was inside. He showed up at Mons Venus, wearing a devil mask, carrying a weapon and a flashlight, seemingly wanting to make a truly frightening entrance. Instead, security restrained him, disarmed him, and ended the performance before it even really began. The suspects allegedly broke into a home near W. Robson Street and N. Orleans Avenue, stole property, and casually left in a newer Jeep Cherokee. Looks like even thieves get door-to-door pickup service. A peaceful morning at a grocery store in Tampa allegedly turned into an armed robbery when the suspect pointed a weapon at an employee and demanded money. Fortunately, the employee was not injured. One thing is certain, this was definitely not on the morning work schedule. He came to pick up a package, but apparently found the mailbox tempting too, so he took that as well. A quick stop turned into package theft and mail theft, because apparently committing one crime wasn't enough.
Open it up, bro. Open it up. I ain't playing. You want to know? Nice and calm. Nice and cool. Nice and cool, man. Now we're going to do this, all right? Now stay up.
One armed suspect allegedly turned a normal day at Boost Mobile into a frightening robbery. He may have been looking for a quick score, but there's nothing quick about dealing with the consequences.
All right, man.
A Boost Mobile store in Naples allegedly became the target of 3 thieves. They came as a team, but apparently forgot one important detail. Teamwork doesn't make a bad idea legal. The CCTV captured a Porsche driver outsmarting armed hijackers right outside his home in Johannesburg. They came expecting an easy carjacking, but the driver clearly had a very different plan. A jewelry store in San Juan allegedly lost more than 150 watches and other valuables in a massive burglary. The thieves may have thought they hit the jackpot, but now police are using security footage to work out who gets the bill for this very expensive mistake. The robbery in Acera allegedly had 5 people involved and one major problem. The police arrived before the crew could escape. 5 suspects, 1 failed plan, and a very quick ending. Three suspects were arrested after an alleged robbery at a bakery in Caltagirone. Apparently, they came looking for an easy score, but the only thing they ended up taking was a trip straight into custody. At a betting office in Almaty, the female employee was just doing her normal job when, seconds later, she had to face an armed robber. He jumped over the counter to take the money, but I guess no one behind that counter would have bet that something like this would happen that night. An armed robbery at a supermarket in Sala Consilina allegedly caused around 2,000 euros in losses. The thief thought the checkout was optional, but the police investigation certainly wasn't. Watching these 2 kids work together is really hilarious. They chose a wheelbarrow to steal, but judging by the plan, they clearly still need a little more practice with teamwork. 3 masked men allegedly turned a Radio Shack into their own private shopping trip, taking a large haul of cell phones before escaping through the back. No receipt, no checkout, just a very serious crime scene. The suspect allegedly stole a wallet containing about 2 million tenge from a sleeping man at a bus station. He spent the money freely, but apparently forgot that CCTV and police investigations don't sleep. The robbery allegedly failed, so the suspects ditched the stolen car and switched vehicles. Sounds like a solid escape plan, until they ran into the police. 6 alleged criminals, 1 very bad decision, and a quick ride straight into custody. Police are searching for a suspect accused of stealing alcoholic beverages from a store. Looks like he wanted to drink for free and decided that paying was just an unnecessary step. The suspect allegedly took advantage of a moment when the pawn shop employee was distracted, opened the display case, and stuffed gold chains worth more than 500,000 rubles under his jacket. He tried to escape, but the free shopping trip ended with him being arrested. Four suspects allegedly needed just 50 seconds to smash through the glass, break display cases, and grab about 7,000 euros worth of smartphones and tablets. They left with the merchandise, but not for long. The police recovered the entire haul. The 2 suspects allegedly tried to reach over the counter to take the money, but the store owner was not easy to intimidate. The woman confronted them, and the robbery quickly turned into a getaway. Some choices leave no room for a second chance, and these stories prove how quickly poor judgment can catch up. Like, comment, subscribe, and share for more.